All right, so I'm going to talk about a film briefly. It's called Bang Bang, and we first encountered this film at Tribeca last year. We interviewed the cast and the director on the red carpet at the premiere, and I remember asking, like, what's the next step for this movie? And it was like, hey man, we're here to sell it. So at that time, they didn't know who was going to pick it up. It did get picked up. It's getting a theatrical distribution. It's a story of Bernard Bang Bang Rozyski, played by Tim Blake Nelson. He's a retired prize fighter, former champion. You can tell this guy's got like a checkered past. What happens in the film is he's been out of boxing probably for about 10 years or more, and he was a lightweight champion. He was something of a big deal. He lives in Detroit. A lot of people in Detroit know who he is, sort of a local hero. And he had a twin brother who also boxed as well. And that comes into play later on in the film. At one point, his daughter, played by Nina Arianda, who I've seen on television before, she's really good. She's got a great presence and a great attitude. Like, she just comes in there, and you could tell within 5 seconds, oh, God, what these guys got a history. Something went down between these two people. Right. And she brings with her her teenage son, played by Andrew Liner, who we also interviewed on the red carpet. Really nice young man. And he's kind of a kid with not a lot of direction. He doesn't know where he wants to go in life. He just kind of plays video games. He's gotten into some trouble, and he's doing some community service time. His mom, Bang's daughter, she's taking a job in another county, so she's got to go there. And she says, hey, can you watch after my son while I'm staying in this other town, trying to get my feet under me in this new job? And reluctantly, he says, okay. And so through their relationship, he spends a little bit of time with his grandson, and he discovers he's like kind of a big, strong kid. And they sort of, he's at one point, he's like, hit your grandpa. They like have a few beers together. He's like, hit your grandpa. And then he's like, smacks him. And he's like, hit me again. Boom.
The old raging bull
yeah.
That situation.
And so he finds out the kid can hit, So he gets the brilliant idea that he's going to train this kid to be a boxer. Sees he doesn't have much direction. He's like, hey, if you're good at this, you can make a lot of money and you can, buy your mom a house and, do well for yourself. So the kid buys into it sort of reluctantly. Doesn't really seem like he wants to fight all that much, but he does it because he doesn't have much else to do. He sets up like a fight for him and stuff. And now in the Disney / Rocky version of this movie, this would be a great thing for like the grandpa and grandson. They bond. He becomes like sort of this Mickey trainer to his, and the kid goes on to win the championship and the Golden Gloves or whatever. Sure. None of that happens.
Oh,
this ain't that kind of movie.
Oh,
and people, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, this could go very right or very wrong, and of course everything goes wrong. It's very well done. Tim Blake Nelson is terrific. Erica Gimbel is also in it. We interviewed her. She plays his love interest. She's got her own bar, and she's a singer, but she's battling cancer. And you could tell they kind of used to have a thing. Like, nobody is doing all that well except for Glenn Plummer, who plays another retired boxer who is sort of Bang Bang's nemesis. And some stuff went down between the two of them, and Bang Bang has never forgiven him. So he has like this unfinished business with this guy. Now, meanwhile, the guy doesn't really care or know, about the unfinished business or how this guy feels. He's never talked it out with him, but he just hates him, One thing I liked about the film, so I'm a boxing fan. Are you a boxing fan?
I've kind of
You're a lapsed boxing fan?
Yeah.
I feel that way about I'm a lapsed Yankee fan, I'd say. But like, so I'm a big fight fan, and one of the things I was looking for is kind of like the authenticity of, and the thing about this film is it has this it's very realistic in the way that like this is not I made $300 million and I'm sitting on top of the world in my mansion. It's like he's doing okay. He's got like a vintage car and a decent apartment. But, you tell like he just kind of blew a lot of his money, and he's not he's not the guy he used to be, but he still kind of thinks he is. And I think that happens with a lot of fighters. There's people who have plaques in the Hall of Fame in boxing who got nothing but a name now. And he's one of those people who probably could have had that future, but for one reason or another didn't. And we do get some clues as to how this guy blew all of his money or like lost his reputation or whatever. One of the things that I noticed in the end credits was boxing trainer and Hall of Fame broadcaster Teddy Atlas was a technical advisor on the film. One thing about Teddy, I've seen he has a podcast as well called The Fight with Teddy Atlas. He is very outspoken, he's very loud, but he's very passionate and very eloquent on the subject of boxing. And one of the things he talks about, and I've heard him say it more than once, especially when like a boxer will get a wrong decision or get robbed in a decision, the injustice of that. He says, these guys, they go in there and they leave with less of themselves than when they went in. And he really respects that. And you could see that in this movie. You could see there's former glory, but present day pain. And it's really well done. It's not going to be for everyone.
Right.
There's some humor in it, but it's not a laugh riot. It's definitely a drama. And there's a lot of scenes where you're just like, oh my God, come on, dude. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like you're almost 60 years old. Like, what are you doing? You should have learned these lessons by now. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Tim Blake Nelson has been doing a couple of these characters like this.
He's fantastic. If anybody sees this movie, he should get nominated for awards. In fact, the cast is all really good. If you're a boxing fan or not a boxing fan, if you like Tim Blake Nelson, if you just want to see kind of good writing, good acting, definitely recommend.
This is the BTRP Media Network.